Hello everyone, Dr. J here. Welcome to SPSS Essentials for Management Students, Part 1. Today, I'll guide you through SPSS from practical, business-oriented perspective. If you haven't already, feel free to follow my YouTube channel, Dr. J here, for more SPSS tutorials. Let's get started. Our focus today is not on technical clicking. Instead, we are going to develop strategic thinking, how to understand and interpret SPSS results so that you can make informed business decisions. Anyone can press buttons, but what matters is, can you interpret the results confidently? Why do we learn SPSS? Because when you understand how data will be analyzed, you can design your questionnaire more effectively. SPSS helps you analyze large data sets quickly and accurately, proving relationships between variables and identifying business patterns. It also provides powerful graphs and analytical tools that support decision making. Interpretation is the heart of research. You can teach anyone to run SPSS, but only sharp thinkers can make meaning from the output. Good research combines a clear story with strategic evidence. That's what employers and CEOs value. In this session, we will cover three main things. First, variable types. Second, descriptive statistics. And third, inferential tests. These three components form the foundation for understanding any SPSS output. Before running analysis, you must understand your data types and how to set up SPSS files correctly. This includes defining each variable, whether it is numerical or categorical, and choosing appropriate measurement skills. A well-prepared dataset ensures accurate analysis later. Quantitative data refers to information that can be counted or measured, anything expressed numerically. Researchers use quantitative data to make statistical calculations and interpret real-world patterns. Today, you'll see how understanding this helps you design better surveys and analysis. We classify quantitative data into two main types: discrete data, which are countable, whole numbers like number of customers, and also continuous data, which is measurable and can include decimals, such as price or waiting time. Identifying this helps you choose the correct statistical test. We also have two measurement scales. Interval scales have equal intervals but no true zero, like Celsius temperature. Ratio scales have equal intervals and a true zero, like scales, sales, revenue, or age. Most business data is ratio scale, which gives you the most analysis flexibility. So, to summarize, quantitative variables include discrete, continuous, interval, and ratio data. Qualitative or categorical variables include nominal, categories with no ranking, and ordinal, categories with a meaningful order. Understanding this helps you select the correct test later. Let's do a quick activity and grab a partner if you can. Classify each variable. Are they categorical, nominal, ordinal, discrete, or continuous? You can pause this video, take 30 seconds to think, then pair with the person next to you to discuss. We'll check the answers shortly. Next, let's move into descriptive statistics. These are summary measures that describe your data. Things like means, frequencies, and standard deviation. They help you to understand patterns before running more advanced tests. Descriptive statistics include two categories: measures of central tendency, which is mean, median, and mode, and measures of variability, range, variance, standard deviation. You'll see how these appear in SPSS very soon. Let's practice. A cafe wants to understand customer loyalty and excitement toward new menu items. We have 3 variables: gender, loyalty card, and a Likert scale rating of excitement. Key in this data into SPSS and run a simple descriptive statistics. This is how your output should look. Focus on frequencies and descriptives table to interpret your data set correctly. Here is the frequency table. It gives you a breakdown of how many respondents fall into each category. This is especially important for categorical variables. Here are some questions for you. Pause this video, find the answers, and continue when you are ready. Now we move to inferential tests. Inferential statistics help us make predictions based on sample data. We use it when we want to generalize our findings to a bigger population. The t-test compares 2 means and tells us whether the difference is real or due to chance. A large t-score shows a big difference, and a small t-score indicate groups are similar. There are 3 types of t-tests: single sample, paired sample, and independent sample. We'll explore all 3 using the Heavenly Delights Cafe dataset. The p-value tells you whether your result is statistically significant. A p-value below 0.05, or we usually say 0.05, indicates the result is unlikely due to chance. This is a key number in your SPSS output. In other words, your hypothesis is significant when p-value is less than 0.05. We typically accept 3 levels of significance: p less than 0.05, p less than 0.01, and p less than 0.001. Lower p-values show stronger evidence. Here are some examples to help you understand different significant levels. Remember, significance does not necessarily mean importance. You still need interpretation. Now let's test whether Ayer Keroh branch outperformed the company average of 20,000 ringgit. We'll run a single sample t-test using the sales data given. Here is the sales data for Ayer Keroh in 2022. You'll enter this into SPSS and run your t-test. This is the SPSS output showing the t-value and the p-value. Look at the p-value. It is p less than 0.01. That's significant. We look at the 2-tailed p-values as default. Here's how you report the result. The Ayer Keroh branch significantly outperformed the company average. This is the language you will use in your thesis or report. So, what does this mean for business? Ayer Keroh is a high-performing branch. Management should support, replicate, and invest in its strategy. You can also think of any other relevant implications that are related to the result. Next question. Did iKuro perform better in 2022 compared to 2021? Run a paired sample t-test to compare both years. Here is the 2021 data. You'll pair each month's value with the corresponding 2022 value. The results show no significant difference based on the p-value that is more than 0.05, meaning the branch is stable with no major improvement or decline. So here is how you write the write-up in your thesis. But what are the implications? Maintain current strategies, but consider targeted improvements to break the plateau. Now, compare iKuro with Bukit Katil using an independent sample t-test. Let's see how branch performs better. Here is the data for Bukit Katil. Record these starting at row 13 in SPSS. The results show significant difference. As you can see here, the p-value is less than 0.05. iKuro performed better than Bukit Katil. Here's how you write the results and what are the implications. Bukit Katil needs improvements, training, and resource support. iKuro strategies can be used as a benchmark. And remember, you can also add other relevant implications. So a few reminders. P more than 0.05 or when the hypothesis is not significant does not necessarily mean bad. It must have some other meanings behind it, and you as a researcher need to tell the readers what does it mean. Significance does not necessarily mean importance. It can also have other interpretations, and of course, as a researcher, you need to give that interpretation. Always report the correct mean and standard deviation, and p less than 0.05 is not guaranteed to be true. This is the standard format for reporting SPSS outputs for t-tests in your thesis or research project. Use the format in the example column for your write-up. Now, think about how to interpret SPSS in business language. What would you tell a CEO? This is where statistical results meet practical decisions. Remember, SPSS only gives numbers. You provide the meaning. Think about investments, improvements, or strategic changes based on the output. Okay, quick quiz. Please answer the following. You can pause this video and I will share the answers in the class. Finally, to wrap up, what did we learn today? How will this change your approach to SPSS? Remember, interpretation is your superpower. Thank you for joining today's session. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. Practice, reflect, ask why. See you in the next session.